Now to the latest developments on yesterday's tragic plane crash at Connecticut's Bradley Airport. Earlier today, state police released the names of all 14 people involved in the crash.
Among the 7 dead, the plane's pilot and co-pilot. The NTSB just held a news conference about an hour ago. Here's what we know right now.
The NTSB says the plane and its propellers, frame, and all 4 engines were last inspected in January of 2019.
The B-17G plane was bought by the Collins Foundation in 1986 and had one accident in '87 in Pennsylvania where it overran a runway.
Investigators have found the engine, both wings, tires, and the plane's tail. Tomorrow, investigators will remove the rest of the wreckage for further investigation.
Now, the NTSB also releasing this new video of today's investigations behind us into the deadly crash.
Among those on board yesterday's flight, an Air National Guard member credited with helping passengers escape. Eyewitness News reporter Kim Kalunian has the details on his heroic actions and his past with both the Rhode Island National Guard and one local fire department. Kim?
Well, 54-year-old James Trafficante was a member of the East Providence Fire Department for about 20 years before retiring back in 2010. And now he's being praised for using his training to help his fellow passengers yesterday. In the wake of Wednesday's tragic plane crash in Connecticut, one man emerges as a hero.
I think he'll have a great story of having broken limbs and other injuries to his collarbone, and even that he was able to open a hatch inside that airplane.
Chief Master Sergeant James Trafficante is being credited with saving lives, helping fellow passengers escape the wreckage of a B-17 aircraft that crashed into a de-icing facility at Bradley International Airport. The 54-year-old airman is the command chief for the 103rd Airlift Wing of the Connecticut National Guard. He previously served with the Rhode Island Air National Guard for 2 decades.
When the tragedy hit, his training kicked in.
The Adjutant General of the Connecticut National Guard says Trafficante brought his military-issued flame-retardant gloves along with him on the flight, springing into action after the vintage plane experienced trouble after takeoff and crashed to the ground.
And he's very familiar with the back of an aircraft. Very lucky he had gloves on. Our understanding is he popped the hatch and was able to extract some individuals.
Trafficante is among 7 who were hurt but survived. Officials say he was released from the hospital and is recovering at his home in Connecticut. And the Adjutant General says he's glad that Trafficante was on board and was able to help his fellow passengers. He says he is grateful that he is safe tonight. Now, coming up new at 6, we'll hear from the chief of the East Providence Fire Department about Trafficante's time there. For now, reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Kim Kalunian, Eyewitness News.
Investigators remain on scene here at Bradley Airport in Connecticut, where yesterday a plane crashed on the runway, killing 7 people.
They've requested inspection records of various parts of the plane, including the 4 engines, to determine what went wrong. Starting tomorrow, investigators will begin combing through the wreckage.
And the NTSB says they've heard from witnesses who say they saw work being done to the engines prior to takeoff minutes before the crash. Those claims are being investigated. With tragedy comes stories of heroism. A former East Providence firefighter is being credited with saving lives yesterday. Eyewitness
News reporter Kim Kalunian joins us now live in studio with the new details. Kim?
Well, Mike and Caroline, tonight the acting chief of the East Providence Fire Department described James Trafficante as laid back, diligent, a good cook, and a true servant to his country. The chief and others at the department breathing a sigh of relief that Trafficante survived. 54-year-old James Trafficante being hailed as a hero. The airman with the Connecticut National Guard is also a former East Providence firefighter of 2 decades.
It doesn't surprise me that his training saved people in the plane crash.
Acting East Providence Fire Chief Glenn Quick says he has no doubt Trafficante's training kicked in as the B-17 plane he was a passenger on experienced issues after takeoff Wednesday, plunging to the ground at Bradley International Airport. Officials say Trafficante used flame-resistant gloves to open a hatch at the back of the plane and get people out.
His training just kicked in, and it didn't matter. You just go and you do the best you can to save lives.
7 were killed, 7 others were hurt. Quick says they did not immediately know Trafficante's fate.
The last, I would say, 18 hours, we weren't sure if he was one of the fatalities. So we were going through a tough time, and we're glad that it turned out that he saved people, but we do mourn for the people that did pass away.
In addition to his time with the fire department, Trafficante also served with the Rhode Island National Guard and was deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan.
He is a true American hero. Yes, absolutely.
And officials say Trafficante suffered some broken bones, but he was released from the hospital last night and is now recovering at home in Connecticut. Live in studio, I'm Kim Kalunian, Eyewitness News.